Hi there, what if I told you that you only need 5 colored pencils in order to create realistic looking artworks like these? Yes, just 5. Now you may find this surprising, but it's actually very true. For most colored pencil brands, their smallest sets come in a total of 12 colors, but in reality you need less than half of this number in order to create realistic looking artworks. Red, yellow, blue, brown and white are all you need. Now, the first 3 are known as the primary colors. These are the fundamental colors. That means all other colors can be created using various combinations of these 3 colors. The white colored pencil will help us adjust the values of these colors, and the brown will help us create a couple of common colors and shades more quickly. So we are going to be creating various colors using only 5 colored pencils. Combining 2 primary colors creates a secondary color, and we are going to start with red and yellow, which will help us create orange, a very commonly appearing color in colored pencil art. All you have to do is to layer one on top of the other. Now it doesn't matter which one you do first. You could start with red and layer yellow on top, or do the vice versa. In this instance, I started with red and layered yellow on top. And in just a few strokes, you will end up with an orange color. Now, to make sure this is a neutral orange, be sure to apply similar amounts of both colors. So we are done with orange, and we are going to be doing the same thing with yellow and blue, and that would help us create the color green. This time around, I started with yellow, and on top of it I layered blue. Again, we want to create a very neutral color, so we want to apply equal amounts of the colors involved, in this case yellow and blue. So there we have it. The next secondary color is purple, and we get it by combining red and blue. There's actually a big advantage in mixing your colors this way, because you tend to be in control of how you actually want the colors to look in terms of value, and we'll talk more about that when we start mixing the tertiary colors. So now we have all our secondary colors here: orange, green and purple. You are probably wondering why you still haven't seen black yet. We can easily create black by combining brown and blue. I would actually prefer that you create black in this way in certain instances, rather than using the black colored pencil, as this helps to create more depth. Now we'll be mixing the tertiary colors, and we do this by combining a secondary color with one of its respective primary colors. So red and orange will give us a tertiary color, yellow and orange will also give us another tertiary color, and so on and so forth. So we are going to be combining yellow and green, and also blue and green. We will then move on to combine blue and purple, and then red and purple. So here I've created a neutral orange, much like the one we have here, the first one we created. And I'm going to add yellow to it. So basically orange with a disproportionately more amount of yellow. And let's see what happens. This is known as yellow orange or yellowish orange, and as you can tell, it's a lot more yellowish than our original or neutral orange color. The next tertiary color will be reddish orange, and yes, that means orange with a little more red than yellow. Now let's do that and compare all 3 colors. It's important to note that in practice, you don't have to create a neutral orange before adding more red. You can simply layer more red right from the beginning. And the same goes for the yellowish orange or any of the tertiary colors we'll be creating. As you can tell, this is a lot more reddish than the neutral orange, and this is why mixing colors in this way can be so beneficial. You tend to be in total control of how you want to make the colors appear, depending on how much of each color you are adding during the mixing process. Here we have a full range from neutral to reddish orange, and you will come across these shades of colors a lot in your colored pencil drawing journey. We will be doing the same thing with the green and purple. We'll first mix a yellowish green, and then we'll move on to bluish green before mixing a bluish purple and a reddish purple. I'll be moving through this quite quickly as the basics have already been established. After, we'll move on to some other commonly seen colors in colored pencil art. If you are enjoying this so far, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips and tutorials in future. Also, if you are new to colored pencil art, be sure to download my free guide on the basics of realistic colored pencil art. More on that later. Now we have all our secondary and tertiary colors mixed together with black. Let's see what happens when we add white to the primary colors. Adding white to red creates pink. So pink is basically a lighter shade of red. Like I said, white is primarily used to adjust color. It creates a lighter shade when added to any color. Pink is predominant in most skin colors, so it's the kind of color you'll be using a lot, especially in portrait drawings. Yellow and white creates cream, which again is just pale yellow. You will come across this color also quite often. Blue and white will simply give you a light shade of blue, so if you are drawing things like the sky, this will come in handy. Remember, you can add as much white as you want depending on how light you want the color to be. Black and white will obviously give us gray. Now, what happens when you combine yellow and brown? This results in a yellowish brown color, which is quite common in darker skin tones. You will find various names for this shade of color depending on the proportions of brown and yellow there is in the combination. But like I said, it's fundamentally a yellowish brown color, which is common in portrait drawings. Let's move on to peach, another very common color in portrait drawings, and you get it by combining yellow with red and white, so basically a pale or washed shade of orange. Beige is another common color, again particularly in portrait drawings, and you can get it by using several different color combinations, but one of the commonest ways to get it is by mixing yellow, brown and white. You can have even more shades of these colors depending on how much of each color you put into a color combination, but these are the common colors you usually find in colored pencil art. So why then do we have giant sets of colored pencils as artists? Well, for me, my largest colored pencil set is the Prismacolor Premier set of 72, and to be frank, I use very few of them whenever I'm working on an art piece. The main reason for having these sets of colored pencils is convenience. Having a larger set of colored pencils helps you to create art at a faster pace, but like I said, even then I use very few of these colors when drawing. This exercise is to prove that you don't need a giant set of colored pencils in order to make realistic looking drawings, as you can literally mix the colors yourself. If you are new to colored pencil art or you're an intermediate learner, I've got a free resource for you. It's called The Basics of Realistic Colored Pencil Art, where I take you through the basics of colored pencil drawing, including all the tools and materials you need. I'll put a link in the description below. I strongly recommend you check it out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I'll tend to them. Have a nice day. I'll see you in the next one.